Hey y'all, welcome back. Last night, I received about 4 separate emails pertaining to Jody Sue's live. I went and checked it out. They were all pretty similar in timestamps, and then I had to listen to the whole live. My curiosity got the better of me, and so I spent 7 hours listening to it. That was the first time ever as a creator that I wanted to fire up a live and share with you all everything that she was spewing. The whole live left me irritated, nauseous, conflicted, all the emotions, all of them really. I didn't screen record all of it obviously, but I'm sure someone out there did. I grabbed 7 minutes of it. I don't think I'm going to play the whole 7 minutes of it for you, but we're going to discuss part of it. First, let me tell you what exactly was happening before this clip happened. So Jody Sue goes live, and her whole live is based on Dawn. The whole premise is talking about Dawn initially. But then something happened halfway through that live and she shifted. She muted for quite some time. She appeared to get either a text or a phone call or maybe both. And when she came back, she was a completely different, I don't want to say woman, but completely different individual, and it was creepy. For someone who complains frequently about her children being attacked and targeted, because those two words are thrown out there often, what she did last night in her own coy way was nothing short of that, targeting and attacking the Wells boys. And I'm not here for it. I won't stand for it. It angers me. I don't know if Jody Sue thinks she has some right to be able to discuss these things because she was once a neighbor to 110, but most of the things that we heard last night is just a regurgitation of things that we have heard before from her, except for this. I've never heard this before. So right before this, she started talking about the boys and how they were the spokespersons for that day. Now, she never comes out and says one's name, but the way she describes it, she's alluding to the oldest Wells boy. And then she says this.
But her bell sounds all just fine and peachy. And here they are wearing the weight of the world.
Here she's talking about the boys when she says that they are the ones wearing the weight of the world, and everyone else around them is just fine and peachy. Also, I want you to know I sped her up to 1.25, so if you're struggling to understand her, which you might be even without the accelerated speed, you can slow it down a little.
Then people decide to open doors and green and be like, this right here's the one I want to beat the shit out of. He's acting like blah blah blah. It's like, but why, man? And you have to explain to another grown human being, man, Summer's missing, his sister's missing.
Here she is referencing the eldest Wells boy. I don't understand the full context of the wanting to beat the shit out of him, if Dawn was saying that about the eldest, or if it's a completely different situation. And it's never made clear, unless somebody else was able to understand it and make it clear what all she was rambling about there. I don't get it, but I just wanted to include it for you.
Give him some fucking leeway, dude. They're all gonna act up and act out. That's not what he's doing, man. He wasn't acting up at all. He was just head down, quiet. Way to the world. Way to the goddamn world while everybody else was wearing. Really, wait a minute.
In my opinion, and it may be wrong, what she's doing here is throwing Dawn under the bus. Now, this isn't even the first time she's done it in this live. It's not even the dozenth time. But what Jody Sue is doing is insinuating two things at once here. She's either trying to implicate something on the oldest Wells boy by saying he's wearing the weight of the world, or she's trying to throw Dawn under the bus and say that the oldest Wells boy was extremely concerned about Summer and Dawn showed no sympathy for him in those moments.
He watches others throughout all the days and weeks and stuff. They're curious too. They notice the dogs. They notice patterns and cycles too.
Big Jode's main attempt throughout all of her ramblings is to get us to believe something about
I
these
put them
dogs.
down because they're joyous. Somebody else has noticed what they've noticed. Right there. But the adults around them shut them the hell down and tell them to shut the fuck up about it. Stupid animals, stupid dogs, shut the fuck up, bad and blah blah, right? Okay.
Let me interject with a little bit more context here. One of the main things that triggered Jody Sue, or set her off if you don't like the word triggered, but one of the things that set her off was Dawn chatting in Prayer Garden's chat the other day. She mentions it very early in this live. So I was able to go back and grab what was said. And the only thing that I can think of that Dawn said that would put her in this position where she feels like she must say these things is that Don said the boys were scared of her. So all of this is a reaction to him saying his sons were terrified of Big Jode.
But it's moments like those that make you, okay, well, little one wouldn't be that, hey, oh my gosh, somebody else has noticed what I noticed, and this and Aaron. Told you, Mom, I told you, the animals, the dogs are acting different. They're going to certain places. What if they're going to where summer is?
Now, unless this is something she has said recently, I haven't heard this out of her before, but it's not the thing that we're getting to. Previously, all I have heard from Jody Sue is that the boys have said, Jody Sue was right about the dogs. Jody Sue was right about the dogs. I mean, we've heard that out of her, but not that the boys have insinuated, what if the dogs are going to summer? They're not acting right. What if they're going to where summer was? I haven't heard that before. If someone else has, please let me know when and where.
I told them shut the fuck up. Fuck the animals, fuck the dogs. Stupid fucking dogs make with a fuck, blah, blah, right? And then they just get this dejected look like nobody in the world's listening. Nobody's paying attention.
Okay, I'll pause here because I really want you to pay attention to the next part and what she says there. Here, though, Big Jode wants you to believe that she was the only one who was paying attention to these boys. The only one listening to what they were saying. Probably because she was hypervigilant, right? I don't know. But the next part is the part that has me still sick to my stomach.
That tells me that if something happened to Summer on 125, and certain kids had no knowledge of it, nor were they witness to.
If something happened to Summer on 125 that certain kids had no knowledge of, nor were they witness to it, what in the hell is she talking about here? Let's play it again for just a little bit longer.
That tells me that if something happened to Summer on 125, and certain kids had no knowledge of it, nor were they witness to. I mean, like, 110. Just, right, fucking road in between means that they didn't hear shit. Didn't see shit. Right? You don't know where everyone is wearing away to the world. Because people are blaming them. Or maybe not keeping an eye on watching Summer. There's all kinds of things you don't know, right? Part of the puzzle is a fire. It's like, well, something happened to her. These boys are out with her. Right?
Now remember, this is all sped up. Initially, it was a lot slower and more intense, which I think is what she was trying to play. But anyway, after she says that Summer was on 125, she pauses and then just says 110, but she doesn't say anything about it. So initially I thought, okay, she just, slipped and said 125 instead of 110 on accident. It's completely plausible. But then she doubles down and talks about the road in between the two, insinuating almost that Summer and the boys were playing on 125, and maybe the boys left her there alone and went back to 110, and because of the road in between, they wouldn't be able to hear or see her.
But were they not out there alone? Did they see whoever Red Flash was that came up? Did they hear a corridor from down the way? At what point were they out? Because I truly believe that they were all supposed to be playing and keeping out.
My question is, who was all playing outside and supposed to be keeping an eye on Summer? Were they playing on 125 with the neighbor children? Although one was not a child, he was an adult, a couple years into being an adult. And were they playing at the neighbors and then went back to 110? Is that what Jody is insinuating here? This one has been eating at me all night long. We've continually heard Big Jode tell us that her children are witnesses. I don't believe for 1 second that any prosecutor or defense attorney would call her children to the stand for a scream that law enforcement considers unfounded. Are they witnesses to something else, though? We heard her throw her own son under the bus, claiming his father was here to contaminate the jury pool. And now we hear her trying to throw the Wells boys under the bus. But in the process, she has implicated her own property. Why? I truly don't know if this was just another slip from Big Jode, or if it, again, is more lies and manipulation from her seeking attention from people. That whole live was a lot, and I don't even know how to begin to feel about it. She is placing Summer on her own property on June 15th. Is she just throwing this out there to bait creators like we have seen her do in the past? She was really fired up on that live though, and when you're angry, sometimes you say things that you can't take back. I haven't formed my own opinion on this yet, but I wanted to share it with you guys and get your opinions. What do you think Big Jode is trying to do by saying these things? Do you think they're true, or do you think we're all being played yet again by X125? Let me know, because I am deeply conflicted myself. Thank you again to those who keep me updated. I really appreciate the emails. I'll see you guys on the next one.